So making a question set on Plickers is a very, very easy process. So first you need to click on New Set. You got two places to do that from the home screen. You can either click here in your library section, or regardless of where you're at, whether in your library or anywhere else, you can always come here on the left and click on New Set. So that's going to open up a new window. And from here, it's relatively simple and straightforward. So first thing you need to do is give your set a title. So we'll call this maybe our test set. And then we're going to start adding questions. So let's say, how many colors does a rainbow have? And so you can do up to 4 multiple choice answers. You can do as many or as few as 2 if you would like, but the maximum number here is 4. So let's say I wanted to do 3 but accidentally got rid of one of the choices. I just hit this add choice button up here and it adds the next choice there. So let's say I want to say there are either 5, 6, or we'll go crazy and say 15. Make sure, of course, that you mark which one is correct. So in this case, hopefully we know B is correct. If you wanted to do it so that you just simply type the first answer, the first thing you type is the correct answer, but obviously you don't want A to be right the whole time, you just click down here, Shuffle Choices, and it'll automatically mix them up for you so that you don't have to worry about that. Up here, you have 2 different layout forms for the questions. So the one that we're in is standard, where it's just A, B, and C. Let's go ahead and make that 10. Then you also have the center layout. So instead of being just straight up and down, now it's more of like a Kahoot style sort of thing, where we have 2 different columns instead of just one. And this is question specific. So if I go to add another question, so you're going to use this plus button up here, then you can wind up with having 2 different layouts for 2 different questions. So as you can see here, we've got more of the Kahoot sort of thing, and then up here we've got that standard one. Another way you can add questions, especially if you have a bunch of questions and you're paying for the Plickers Pro and you want to maybe import a study guide or review assignment or something like that, they have this import questions button up here. And so what you'll want to do, first of all, it gives you kind of an overview of what you can do and all that stuff whenever you go there. But essentially, you need to go to wherever the thing is. So in this case, I'm going to use, just as a sample, some stuff from one of my physics exams. And let's say I want to take these 2 questions and I want them to be added in. So I'll go ahead and highlight them. And we'll hit copy, or Control C. And then when we go back, simply all we have to do is paste it. And then now I've already got those 2 questions just immediately in there. And this is smart enough that it's able to tell that the first line was the question and then the next were the A, B, C, and D. And so if you look here, it gives you a preview of what it's going to look like. So the first question, we've got the question up there, which choices A, B, C, and D there. And then question number 2, I can look over there. And then so we can see it didn't quite get that correct. So if I come back here, just do some retyping. Oh, and apparently it doesn't like just starting with A. So we'll have to do a little bit of rewording. So it's not perfect, but it will definitely be a huge time saver. So then what we'll need to do is pick out what the correct answers are going to be. And then you can click the auto clean and import questions. And then boom, I've got questions 3 and 4 right there. And they've already got their answer choices given. Just remember, if you're not a Plickers Pro member, you can only do up to 5 questions per set. So just keep that in mind whenever you're doing the copying and pasting thing. Then the last thing you have, or one of the last things you have, so first off, there's print set handout up here. So this is good if you want to provide this Plickers set to maybe a student who wasn't there, or if you want to post it online on your Google Classroom or Canvas page, so that those who weren't there or those who want to review it again can do that. And so you can set it so that it can either just be what the students would see initially, or where they can actually see the correct answers. If you have images in there, you can choose to hide them or not. Give them space for work, so maybe you want to make this as a worksheet instead. You can do that as well. Then you can choose, do you want it to be 1 column or 2 columns on the page? Basically, is it to save paper? And then you've got those options you can do there as well. And then you just simply hit print, and you are good to go. And then we've also got some options here. So there's a help button there. Duplicate set, so if you want to duplicate it for whatever reason, you can do that. Rename it, you can either go here to rename, or you can just simply click up here and then do whatever, changing to the name you want to. Move to pack. So a pack is essentially like a folder. There will be a couple slides in to the slideshow. But a pack is essentially just a folder that you're able to share. But in order to share, you do have to be Plickers Pro. So if you're not paying for Plickers, packs are not really going to be super helpful. And then send to trash. So if you don't want to use the set at all, you want to get rid of it, you can go there to do that. But whatever changes you make, they are automatically saved. So even if I just close out of this tab, boom, there it is right there. My test set is modified 1 minute ago. If you ever need to edit a pack, you just simply click on whichever one it is, click the edit button, and then it'll bring you back to the editor, so you can do whatever you want. Oh, and the one other thing, there are these graded questions, so where there is an actual correct answer, or you can make it simply a survey. So there is no right or wrong answer, so the student's not going to get graded, but we can see what they all pick. So you do have that as another option as well. And so that is about it for creating sets within Plickers.